Hello, welcome to Wednesday. I'm hopping on very quickly before I go and head out to a Halloween event. Even though it's just turned October, there are lots of things going on this month. Most of them I won't be able to make because it's my birthday and I'm here, there and everywhere. But tonight is a Halloween event, which I'm very much looking forward to attending. So I thought I would hop on with a coffee and come and say hi and wish you all a very happy Wednesday wherever you are. There is some construction work taking place, so if you hear banging and drilling, do not be alarmed. It's been there for a while. Welcome and thank you all for joining. I hope you're having the most awesome day wherever you are. Pascal always manages to get onto a live as the first person to comment. Will he achieve it today? This flawless victory of being able to hop online and leave a comment. We shall see. And if so, I would love to know how you are able to do that. So who will make the first comment? Will it be Pascal, who has had an undefeated championship on my lives? If you followed me for a while, you'll know that I do come online without notice. I will literally just look at the time, quickly find a slot in a few minutes, and then just pop up unannounced. Sean today has taken the title by saying hello from Michigan. Welcome, Sean. Safaraz says hello. Welcome. No Pascal today. Where is he? Safaraz says, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. Ready to go to a Halloween party. Have you got any parties planned for Halloween? Is it something that you dress up for, that you celebrate? Not really, that I guess it's a celebration, more fancy dress as opposed to like a holiday like Christmas or Easter. Ben says, hi Tracy, it's my birthday soon. Hi Ben, when is your birthday, fellow Libra? Woo! So I'm having a coffee before I hop on the train. And thought that we could just share some minutes catching up and talking about beautiful October. It's so bright in the UK right now. Blue skies, golden leaves, such a beautiful autumn feeling. It's my favourite time of year by far. My birth month, October. My daughter's birthday is on the 6th and mine is on the 13th. So we kind of dominate October with celebrations in the Kiss household. Ben says, looking beautiful and divine today. Happy Wednesday. Thank you very much, Ben. So yes, I've just curled the ends of my hair in an attempt to be glamorous. I am very happy to have stepped away from the glamour industry as a whole. I don't really care for makeup or preening and things like that. I like natural beauty. I like feeling like myself and living with comfort and functionality. Not having nail extensions anymore means I can open jars and take labels off of packaging. I can pick things up without breaking a nail. And that's made a really big difference, having calluses. They're not the most prettiest thing, but they are something that makes me very happy. I love training. And so yeah, I put on some eyeshadow today. Oh, eyeshadow. And curled the very ends of my hair. I really don't like heat styling on my hair. I had my hair transplant 3 years ago now. It's gone really quick and it took a lot to regrow my hair. And after the whole back of my head was shaved off and my hairline and everything was filled in, I really went super protective over my hair and would literally just tie it up out of the way and leave it alone. So many years of using hair straighteners and hair dryers, and we don't realise the damage that it does until the damage is so severe that we start losing hair or the quality massively changes. So now I'm definitely in my kind of healing era of life. I will be 38 in a couple of weeks' time on the 13th of October. So approaching the big 40 in a few years. And I'm definitely way more invested in health and vitality and well-being than I ever was in my 20s, when you just kind of believe that you're indestructible and you will always be youthful or have stamina and energy and always have hair. Half my family don't have hair and don't have any stamina. So I think when you see people that you kind of idolized as a child, that you grew up been impressed by, and they're suddenly weak and they're suddenly tired, or they can't do the things you've always known them to do, that kind of gravity hits home and makes you think, well, when I get to that stage of my life, I want to still do the things that I love. I still want to go and play golf or go to the gym or go swimming or be able to have a beautiful 3-4 hour walk without needing to stop or, being in bed for days on end afterwards to recover. So I think it's really important to focus on what makes us happy in life and do more of that and also sustain that, rather than moving in the opposite direction and destroying our chances of being able to have an active and healthy later life. I feel like I'm approaching kind of midlife crisis territory. If you look at maybe 45 as like a midlife crisis era, have any of you experienced a midlife crisis where you suddenly think, what am I doing? And you have this massive shake up. I know for women around the menopause, which is 50-ish, there's always this massive hormonal shift where they will make massive, massive life changes. The majority of divorces happen when a woman turns 50. You may start a new language or move to a different country or just have this moment of, I'm still alive and I want my life to look like my own life, the way that I choose it to be. So have you had any moments in your life where you've had that wake-up call and kind of course-corrected yourself? Perhaps through choice or through a sudden unexpected life event that makes you kind of count your blessings and realize where you are in life and the things that are most important to you. I was on the phone to my best friend a moment ago, and we actually said the only time we get excited about like buying a new special outfit is for like weddings and christenings and funerals. Other than that, everything's kind of lost the kind of novelty that it had when we were in our 20s. And, you'd buy an outfit to go out on a Friday night and it had to match your shoes and bags. Now we're like, oh, who even wants to match these days? Like there's more to life than fretting over what you're wearing or, what to do for fun. It's more so about the purpose and meaning of life. Is it bringing you happiness and joy? Does it give you that fulfillment, or do you feel like there is something lacking and missing and absent from your life? So scrolling through your comments, guys, thank you for joining. I will try and read out as many as possible while sipping my coffee before I dash for my train. Jamal says hi. Welcome, Jamal. Dion says good morning from Belize City. Good morning. Ben says, I feel so, Tracy. So is a positive, so we will take that, Ben. Alice says, hello from the Philippines. Welcome. Manoj says, hi. Ben says, how are you feeling? I'm not a fan of Halloween, but my birthday is on the 18th of October. Yes, we've taken over October, Libras. I'm feeling very excited for this afternoon, evening, for a lovely event. And although I'm not in fancy dress, because we're nowhere near Halloween, it's just the start of October, and I think the majority of parties happen that final weekend in October, I am just going in, this is my outfit to travel across London in. I never go out in what I'm wearing because it's the wrong time of day to wear an evening outfit now. And I would just get the weirdest looks. I think when you're at an event and you want to put on a pair of heels or a mini skirt, which I've got in my bag, that's relevant to where you are. But if I got on the train in a mini skirt and heels, it would just be, So I am travelling in trainers and trousers and a big cardigan to feel snuggly. And I might have a nap on the train because why not? And just to be cozy and warm, and obviously to come home this evening to have an outfit where you just are covered up and you can kind of blend into the background and just travel to and from where you're going safely without being harassed or hounded. If you're undressed effectively, if you are, and I have a little top and a mini skirt and heels, so there's no way that I would ever travel in the outfit that I'm going out in. But if I was in fancy dress and I was dressed as a zombie or something, I would have no trouble. That's the case. I'm guessing so, perhaps. Kamlesh says hello, and Brad says good morning. Oh, good morning and welcome everyone. It's 2:30 p.m. in the UK, a couple of minutes off. So good afternoon from sunny blue sky England. Rashid said you're very beautiful. Oh, thank you. And Ben says your photos from your photo shoot are so beautiful and stunning, Tracy. Oh, thank you very much. So I shared my swimwear shoot the other day. That was shot in August, but it takes several weeks to go into print in magazines before they can be shared online. And I really loved the aspect of a swimwear shoot being a bit more funky and edgy. Growing up, I loved heavy metal and rock. And every time I would have a tattoo session, from the age of 14 onwards, I would listen to rock music. It was just my kind of chill out and escapism from life. And I guess when I then look at my choices of lifestyle and the way that I live, it probably is quite a rock and roll style. I grew up as a tomboy. I'm female. I'm a woman, but I dressed in an ungirly way. So I didn't wear makeup, and I didn't know how to make my hair look pretty, and I didn't want to wear dresses and shiny shoes. I wanted to climb trees, and I wanted to read books, you know, the things that aren't really the most feminine, girly, gentle things. I loved, we had a swing in our back garden. It was like a metal A-frame. I loved standing on top of it. Like, what kind of girl does that? It's a very, like, daredevil, physically adventurous person. And so, yeah, I think I never really got into that vibe of being that pristine princess. And when I was then doing a swim shoot with swimwear, I thought, this is my chance to actually make it a bit more edgy, a bit more like my soul, my vibe. So putting on fishnets with a bikini, which even though the pictures are in black and white, it's a khaki bikini, so like army green colour. Fishnets, army green bikini, and then I pulled a vest top on over the top of the final shots. It kind of just rewrites that narrative around swimwear. And I think definitely now in the media, femininity is becoming so over-exaggerated. You know, the kind of damsel in distress, carry my suitcase for me and open a door because I'm too weak and vulnerable. You know, and I don't really like that as a narrative for women. I definitely agree that you can show your softer side. You don't have to be this kind of fearless warrior. But if you are innately a warrior, if you are innately a strong person, pretending to be weak is denying your identity. Just as if you're a man and you don't want to lift weights and you don't want to drink beer and you don't want to scream at the football, faking doing that doesn't suddenly make you a better person or a different person. It just steals your identity as to who you naturally are. And I think I'm just naturally a country girl. So I like being outdoors. I don't like all of the kind of, I don't know, like Western way of living. I don't enjoy it in the same way that everybody else kind of chases these things. Everybody wants to be told they're beautiful. And I'm like, I just want to be left alone. I just want to go about my life and not worry about if it rains or my hair gets wet. You know, for me to have curled the ends of my hair, you see me online on a daily basis. When do I ever curl my hair? Like twice a year, if that. Most people won't go out the house without doing their hair and makeup, and you know, that's not a kind of way that I want to be trapped into again. You know, when I was younger, I followed the rules of what society said you had to do, and I never enjoyed it. I didn't want to have to overdress, you know, be glamorous. It was nice in measurable amounts, in perspective and balance, but it kind of got to the point in social media and I guess the media as a whole that if a woman didn't make an effort with her appearance, that she was unattractive. Whereas it should be, we are attractive for being our natural self, and if you make an effort with your appearance, that's an added bonus. It shouldn't be you can only go in at 100%, otherwise you're not good enough. It should be every stage that we're at, we are comfortable and happy in our own skin. And ultimately, if people make you feel less than comfortable or less than attractive, they're not the right people for you. It's just move on, and it's personal preference. So for me, I definitely much prefer, going on a night out. This is what I look like for a night out. I don't want to have big lashes on and loads of makeup and restrictive clothing. I would rather go to the gym. So how are you all, and what are you up to today? Scrolling your comments again, guys, now that I've come off of my conversational tangent. Sorry for the building work noises, if you can hear banging and drilling. Ben says, I hope you have a great day on your birthday, Tracy. Sending a big birthday hug. Thank you, Ben, and also to you on yours. Do you have any plans for your birthday? I actually have no plans for my birthday. It's a complete surprise what my friends and family are doing for me, so I have no idea. Harish says, hello, beautiful girl. Ah, thank you. Hi and welcome. Roxana says, hello, dear. Welcome. And Mark says, shout out from the Philippines. Welcome, Mark from the Philippines. How are you all today, and what have you been up to? Coffee is done, and I will be heading to my train shortly, but I just have a few more minutes to read a few more comments. Niaz says, hello, super sweet. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Kloshka says, pretty woman. Oh, thank you. Susa says, Goza. Mohammed says, hi. Prem says, beautiful sister. And T says, how are you? Thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining. I'm very, very well. I have my calluses have split, and it's really hard not to pick them. I go through phases of, when I'm lifting weights at the gym, I never wear gloves, of when they harden. And when they split, I just want to tear them off. I'm a skin picker. So whenever I see anything out of place, I think I just have fidgety hands as a whole. I always want to just pull it off, but at the same time I think, well, no, because the calluses are protecting my hands against the weights, and I know as soon as they come off and there's soft skin underneath, that I've got to rebuild that hardness again. So it's this bittersweet thing of, I love picking and fidgeting and I can't. How do you guys feel about lifting weights? Do you go to the gym, and do you enjoy calluses as much as I do? They make me so happy. It's ridiculous. Probably how other women would love to get flowers and perfume and chocolates. I'm like, oh, give me a good weight and let me build some resistance against all of the metal bars that I love touching. Scrolling your comments, Mark says, up. What does up mean? Chowdhury says, I love you. And Khan says, hi. Oh, thank you. Ben says, Tracy, you are still so young. I feel like I'm 18, but coming on for 38. So I definitely have this kind of mindset that I just didn't continue to age. My soul has stayed the same age throughout my life. And, candles on a cake are just a number in my mind. It's not necessarily that you kind of get to this point in life and you identify, I have to quit this, I have to do this now, or I have to wear padded shoes, or, invest in a stair lift. I don't think I'll ever have that mindset of, this is me resigning from youth, if that makes sense. I can fully imagine myself being a 90-year-old trying to do cartwheels or line dancing or something, as opposed to just quitting and giving up. But also I think your mindset plays a massive part in your life, and to keep that enthusiasm, to keep that energy and that passion for life, you have to look at the world through the eyes of a child, through everything at face value for what it is, not the kind of preconceived notion of what other people tell us the world is like or about. I go so far out of my way with my children to ensure that if they hold a strong view on something, that they can, in an unbiased way, view the opposing opinion of that. So if my daughter says to me, oh, I believe this, I will say, well, hold on a second. Let's go and watch the argument against that and then tell me if you still believe that or if it's changed your mind to an extent. Because we can all too easily be pigeonholed in life down one direction, following the crowd. It's not about being rebellious or trying to cause difficulty, but I think ensuring that you are not brainwashed in life, that you are not misled down a path of bad intent. So that's why I always make sure that my teenage children see the opposing view. And I myself continuously expose myself to the opposing view of my lifestyle so that you get this perspective. And learning is learning, regardless of what age and stage of your life you do that. It's always beneficial, even if it's a deterrent against something, as opposed to showing you something that you should be doing. I think it's really important not to be blinkered and tunnel vision in life. So if you have the opportunity, if you feel strongly about any aspect of life, please take the time to go and research and expose yourself to the opposite of that reality and see if that's shifted or enhanced or added to your mindset. Hopefully it will bring something positive to you to either reaffirm what you feel that you already know or open your eyes to a wider way of thinking, a broader spectrum of what life is about. And because of that, you grow so incredibly quickly because you're not shutting off 50% of the world. And I think that's really important to expose yourself to the opposite of your beliefs. AJ says, hey, oh, welcome. Narendra says, hello. And Brian is from New York. Welcome all. Victor is from Australia. Welcome, Victor. And Carol says, hi. Welcome. James says, good morning from Canada. Good morning, James. Scrolling your comments. Rayo says, hi. And God Grace says, nice performance. Happy new month to you and everyone on the comment section. I wish everyone a month filled with lots of unlimited love and happiness. That's so, so kind of you. Thank you for that. And again, as I always say, please interact with one another, reply to each other's comments, show love and support and kindness, just as God Grace has. I think that's wonderful that we can all just get to know this wonderful community and group of friends from around the world in different time zones and different ages and stages of life. We can help each other so, so much by just having that connection and that humanity. Rayo says, hi, welcome. And Larry says, I thank that you're missing in my life. You're absolutely gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous lady from Ohio. Oh, thank you. Chowdhury says, please marry me. I'm a textile engineer and I'm from Bangladesh. Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining. I don't actually ever have the desire to marry. I was raised Catholic and did the whole get engaged and have a family at a young age. Fortunately, I didn't get married. But it certainly put me off for life. So that's not on my personal bucket list of things that I would like to achieve in a lifetime. But I do hope that you find a partner, a person that you absolutely love and can cherish and spend an eternity together with. I think it's a beautiful thing to love and trust and respect another person. But I personally don't believe that that has to end in marriage. I feel like that's a kind of added extra that is optional but not necessary for life. Victor says, I'm from Britain. Welcome. I hope you are all well. Petito, Susa says Petito. I have no idea what that is. Maybe I won't read out any words that aren't written in English, just in case it's something offensive. You never know. Jay says hello. Hi, Jay. Welcome. And Gavin says hi, Tracy. You are in Perth, Western Australia. Oh, amazing. I've never been to Australia, but a lot of my friends have. And now that my children are teenagers, I probably have a little bit more opportunity to travel. So it is on my bucket list to come to Australia. Any areas that you recommend as opposed to just staying local? Is there anywhere that you've been in Australia that you would return to? Or where you think a tourist who has never been before should certainly visit on their bucket list? Brian says, have a great day, beautiful. Oh, thank you, Brian, and to you also. Morale says, nice. Rahul says, follow me. I can't from a page, but maybe everybody else can click on your profile and follow. Amarjeet says, hi. Hi, Amarjeet. Scrolling your comments. Yadav says, will you marry me? Again, thank you very much, but I'm not into marriage. That's not the thing for me. Yadav says, I'm a youngster boy. I have no idea what that means. I thought that said yoga, but youngster. Yadav says, will you marry me again? I don't read out marriage proposals. Piet says, happy now that you are live. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for joining me. It's so kind of you to hop on and just share this moment with me, that we can exchange thoughts and kind feelings, well wishes for one another, and carry that positivity into the rest of our day and every interaction that we have. I hope that when you are online, when you spend time reading things, comments, videos or live interactions, that you can be considerate of others, that you can put yourself in their shoes and recognise that if you have nothing kind or constructive to say, it's best to say nothing at all. There is no need for negativity or insults or cruelty in the world. Everybody is just doing their best. Everybody is trying their hardest and learning as they go. I've got so far to go in my life still, and each and every step and stage, I just show up as myself and do my best and never intend to upset, offend or hurt anyone. But I'm not perfect. So I've probably done things and said things that have caused people distress in the past. I hope that's not the case, but the law of averages, you're going to offend someone with something at some time. But I hope that each moment that we are in, we are able to put consideration and thought behind our words and behind our actions before just instinctively saying or doing something and then regretting it afterwards. So let us just be mindful of the fact that we are all trying our best. We are all going through lots of challenges in life and learning as we go. Hopefully it's a positive outcome. Hopefully it saves us from suffering and sadness and bad things happening to us in future based on what we learn today, and that we can be patient and kind towards those who are struggling through difficult times, who have yet to learn the lessons that we already know. It doesn't mean just because you've reached a certain age that you are capable or equipped to deal with life any better than somebody who has just begun their journey. So treating ourselves as the individual souls that we are, recognising what we wish to see in ourselves and others, and nurturing love and kindness is so important. Not only does it make your life so much happier and more peaceful, but it also improves the quality of life for those around you. When you're around people who make you feel calm and safe and happy and loved, it's just a wonderful ripple effect in all that you do. So please be that light and positivity in your own life as well as for others. And thank you all for joining me today. It's been lovely to catch up. And even after the video is finished, I will scroll back and read as many comments as possible. But my train is about to depart, so I'm going to have to get running so that I can get to this Halloween party at the start of October. So thank you all for joining me. And I hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, whoever you're with. How blessed we are to be alive today.